Playboy, I don't care what type of home she comes from. I don't care what type of support system she has right now. She is not going to raise your boys the way that you would raise them. If your child is young, if he's 1, if he's 2, 4, 5, I know she does a great job taking care of him, loving on him, nurturing him. That's what she's supposed to do. But once he gets out of diapers, once he gets to a point where he got to fight after he gets off the bus, once he gets to a point where he has to battle for his position on a sports team, once he gets to a point where he has to stand up for himself and be kind to people, but also, show people that he's not a punk, she cannot teach him how to do that. So I know that you don't want to get no nasty custody battle, because that's not what you signed up for. And I agree with you, that's not the move. But bro, you sitting back thinking that you're going to be able to get him once, twice a week and let her lead this thing, you're going down a dark path, bro. There's many dudes who went through that type of situation that you're going through right now, and they thought, oh nah, she's a really good woman. She can raise him really well. She can do certain things really well, my boy, but the hard part, the discipline, teaching him, needs versus wants, all the things that make you a good man, she cannot teach him. And I know that some of y'all think because your mom raised you and that you turned out pretty okay, that she can do the same. Number one, these women ain't the same as the women that was raising us in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And also, bro, let's be clear, there were a lot different men around when you were being raised. So if you had a couple uncles, if you had some older brothers, if you had some dudes in your neighborhood, that changed everything. So that gave your mom a support system. A lot of these females, bro, they not allowing nobody to call no shots with their sons. So I'm gonna tell you now before it gets ugly. It's a lot of y'all who is pretty right now, but it could get ugly. Don't wait till it get ugly, bro. That's like you waiting until you broke for you to get an extra job. That's like you waiting until your faucet is leaking before you fix your faucet. No, you be proactive with it. And I'm telling you right now, bro, it's not going to turn out the way that you think it can turn out. You have to be heavily, heavily, heavily involved. Week on, week off. That don't work either. It sound good. Oh, he gets to see both of his parents. Bro, that works if y'all both in the same house. But once he hits a certain age, bro, and we talking anywhere between 8 and 12, what do you need to be with her for a week for? What do you need to be with her for a full week for? What is she showing him when he's 10 years old that he needs to be with her for a whole week? And just you for a week? Bro, that doesn't work. So a lot of y'all out there, y'all on your first child, and you don't really have the experience to know that when a kid is with mom, he talks different, his body language is different, he sits different in chairs, he walks different, he ties his shoes differently, he cleans up his room differently, everything he does is different. So if you're allowing him to be with mom for a week, and again, she might be the best mom you've ever seen in your life, she is not going to raise him the way that you're going to raise him. She's not going to teach him the way that you're going to teach him. She's not going to hold him accountable the way you're going to hold him accountable. So before things get ugly, while you guys still agree, while you guys still talk on the phone and chit chat, slowly start to get him more. And now that means you got to assume responsibility. But a lot of women will give up their responsibility if you're able to do it the way that y'all agree that you're going to do it. Meaning, get him to school by a certain time, get him to a doctor's appointments, all the things that she does. You're not going to meet too many men who grew up with their father the majority of the time, and they fuck ass niggas. That's not gonna happen, bro. Because somewhere along the line, Pops holds you accountable. Pops is gonna make sure your mouth ain't too crazy. Pops is gonna make sure you're not acting like a girl because you a man. So the more he is around you, the more your boys are around you, bro, the better chance they have at becoming upstanding men. Don't leave it up to these women. Because when he's 15, 16, 17 years old, 18, and he's acting a certain way or he's doing things in a certain way, it's going to be part way your fault because you allowed him to be with his mom so much. When you should have took more responsibility and said, he needs to be with me. I need to assume the responsibility. He needs to be with me. You don't have to be a perfect man to be a perfect father, homie. And if anybody ever told you that, they was lying. Because one thing we know about men, and one thing I probably know about you is that even though you might still do some things that you know ain't the best, you wouldn't allow your kids to do it. Most of the time, it's something you know is wrong. You ain't gonna tell your kids to do it. So that means, most likely, you're gonna father them in a way that's gonna keep them from making mistakes and getting themselves in bad situations. So, bro, get your kids more. Get them more now. And continue to get them more and more and more. That's it and that's all.